Hello, I'm Ruth Murray-Webster and I'm a researcher on the International Executive Doctorate at Cranfield. I've just submitted my doctoral thesis after studying here for 5 years part-time and I have my Viva forthcoming in January 2014. I just wanted to share some thoughts today about why I studied for a DBA at Cranfield and what I've learned from that and what I would recommend to other people who are perhaps thinking about the programme. I'm an organisational change consultant. I'm the managing director of my own company, and I was truthfully getting quite bored with what I was saying to clients. I was, some would argue maybe at the top of my game, but yet I felt that there was something that wasn't satisfactory about the advice that I was giving, and that was one of the things that brought me here to Cranfield to look at really a wider perspective on my topic. I chose the DBA because I didn't intend ever to be an academic, but I wanted to learn how to be a researcher and to take really what I'd learned back into practice to make a greater impact for the clients that I was working with. And that's all been, I think, fulfilled, even if I don't graduate next year, although obviously I'm really hoping that I do. I think there are some things that I'm a really different person now than the one that I was 5 years ago, and maybe that sounds a little bit like a cliche, but just the way that I process data, the way that I listen to people, the way that I read, the way that I write is really quite different. I think much more discerning, ask many more questions, take things less at face value. But not only have I learned to write in a tighter, more academic way, but I think also that just greater thought about what you're trying to say means that you can write better blog posts or anything else that you're trying to write, PowerPoint presentations in quite a different way. So even if I never graduate, there's been huge value in me studying here in terms of what I've learned from my clients and also how I present my work. But just the other point that I would make that is a real benefit is the benefits for your network from studying in a cohort of people at Cranfield. In my group, we was only probably a third of the group were from the UK. It was a very international group, people with big jobs and interesting lives and great ideas. And I've made many professional contacts as well as firm friends for the future. You might think that studying for a DBA is something, maybe you don't quite understand what a DBA is all about, how it might be different from the PhD programme. I would really encourage anybody who doesn't want to be a full-time academic in the future and who really wants to focus their research on making an impact for practice to seriously consider the DBA. You still need to make a unique contribution to knowledge through the research programme, but there's also really that dual hurdle of contribution to knowledge and contribution to practice, and the DBA programme, the International Executive Doctorate, really keeps you focused on both of those things going forward, and that's been a huge value for me and hopefully for my clients too. So thank you for listening.